Hello there, friends. Welcome back to Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. This is episode 196, and this time out we are at Lake Placid, New York, site of the 13th Olympic Winter Games in 1980 for game number 4 of the Blue Zone Hockey 1980 Olympic Ice Hockey Tournament project. Game 4 has Sweden and the United States playing each other. For brevity's sake, I have already selected the goalies. Pelle Lindberg for Sweden, and you do that randomly with a D100 roll. And Jim Craig for the United States. Jim Craig played just about every minute of the tournament. Steve Janicek never entered any game. So I already have the match cards selected. Sweden with 19. And the United States with 23 based on goals for and goals against of the goalies. And with a total of 42, that gives us a +1 on all die rolls. That's when we're determining half and full chance card results. Half chance cards are here, full chance cards are over there. In real life, this game was a 2-2 tie. It's famously the game where the U.S. trailing 2-1 with 41 seconds to go, and Herb Brooks pulls Jim Craig, and Bill Baker scores a goal from the top of the circle and ties it up. At the time, everyone seemed to think that if the U.S. had lost that game, they would have been out of medal contention. However, if you look at the final standings, and had every other game outcome remained the same, the U.S. still would have qualified for the medals. But of course, who knows what would have happened had they lost this one back in 1980. So we are still in the first day of the tournament, February 12th. That's a Saturday, one day before the opening ceremonies. This is Game 4. It's at the Olympic Fieldhouse, which was the larger venue that was built for the Olympics in 1980. So I'm gonna just get going on this. If you have any questions about the mechanics of the game, you can check the first video, which was a exhibition between Soviet Union and the United States that I played a while back. If you have any questions, you can see how the mechanics work there, or you can always reach out to me in the comments, and I'd be happy to explain it to you as best I can. All right, so here we go, first period. And right off the bat, we get a penalty to Team Sweden. So I was recording penalty minutes. I found it unnecessary, so I'm not going to do that. But so what happens here is we take 2 cards to the bottom. One goes there. And for the next match card, the United States gets a +1. So there's a penalty to Sweden. U.S. is on the power play. And we're going to get a half chance. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, bottom, and that half chance goes to Sweden. So it's going to be a shorthanded chance. Now, on the shorthanded, you get a -1 on the die roll, so that makes that a 0. And we roll a 3. Loose puck inside the blue line. Defender clears along the boards. So no result, but the penalty is killed, and we are back at full strength. And a 4 on the green die is nothing. So we just continue on. 12 cards for a period. 12 match cards. And now we have a penalty to the United States. So for the next match card, Sweden is on the power play and gets a +1. And we're gonna have a half chance for Sweden. Well, we don't know who the half chance is for yet. It's actually going to be another shorthanded chance, but this time it's the United States. So shorthanded negates the +1 roll. We roll a 10. Bad turnover, just the goalie to beat, flicks into the right corner, and we have a shorthanded goal for Team USA. So let's determine who the scorer is. And the time. I have the match cards off camera up here. So that's 2:24. And that is going to be Buzz Schneider. So in the first period, going to have Team USA shorthanded. Buzz Schneider. And it's 1-0. And I didn't look at the assist on that. It's 1 assist. And that's going to go to 178. Buzz Schneider. So no assist. Okay, so no assist. So it's Buzz Schneider, unassisted, shorthanded. I'll write that again just so I don't forget. And it is 1-0 or 0-1. United States leads. Okay, so we continue on. So Schneider beats Lindbergh on that one, unassisted, on a breakaway. And that's nothing, so we just take one card. We're halfway through. Oh, I didn't get the time. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is a timing chart here. 76 seconds. 5 would be 7:56. So that was at 7:56 in the first period. All right, so we're halfway through the first period now, and continuing on. U.S. leads 1-0. And it's nothing there, so it's 1 to the bottom. 3-1, and we're going to have a home penalty again. So we go 1, 2, and 3. And so the U.S. will be on a power play for the next card. And it's going to be a full chance. And that full chance goes to Team Sweden. So another shorthanded chance. The modifier's canceled with the -1 for being shorthanded. And we roll a 7. And that was a full chance. And it's a break from defense. Cross ice pass into the slot. Wrist shot high into the corner for a goal. And Jim Craig is beaten. This game is tied on 2 shorthanded goals. And there's 2 assists on this one. So we'll figure all that out right now. So the goal score for Sweden is 4-11. Mats Naslund. So first period, Sweden, shorthanded. Naslund from 7:54. Ulf Weinstock. So from Weinstock. And 3:06. Mats Naslund. So only 1 assist. So Naslund from Weinstock, shorthanded goal at 54 plus 8. $12.34. And we are tied at 1. So we continue on. And there's nothing there. Nothing there. And this is going to be the last chance card, excuse me, of the first period. And it's going to be nothing. Go one to the bottom, one on the pile. And that's it for the first period. So we'll take these match cards, put them aside. We'll only use them if necessary. So that's the end of the first period, and we are tied at 1-2 shorthanded goals. All right, second period underway. It's nothing there. One to the bottom, on the pile. Continue on. Same thing. Nothing there. One on the pile. Again, one on the bottom, one on the pile. Bit of a lull here to start the second period, and now we're going to get a half chance. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom, and that half chance is going to Team USA. They're going to get a +1 on this die roll. So 4 + 1 is 5. Forced outside by defender, attacker down the boards, defender clears. So a chance stopped by Sweden's defense, and we continue on. Nothing there. Nothing there. 1, 2, 3. We're halfway through the second period, not much action. 1, 2, 3. Continuing on. The only time the only time a 1 or a 2 comes into play is if it's doubles, and that would be an injury to either the home team or the away team. All right, continuing on, and there is an injury. All right, so 1 to the pile, and that's a home injury, so that's going to be an injury to Team Sweden. We roll 1 die. It's a 2. The injury is minor, and it's no effect to play, so we continue on. And it's going to be a half chance. It's going to be for Team USA. And they'll get a +1 on this roll. We roll a 10. +1 is an 11. On the half chance, three-on-two breakaway. Slap shot blocked by goalie, but follow-up backhand shot scores, and the U.S. takes a 2-1 lead. Excuse me. And we'll determine the goal scorer and the times. There's 2 assists on this. All right, so goal scorer for Team USA, 642, Dave Silk. So second period, USA Silk from .627, Ken Morrow, defenseman. And the second assist will go to 91, Mark Johnson. So Silk from Morrow and Johnson. And we are at 7, 8, 9, 10 match cards. And that goal was scored at 62. 14-12 of the second period, and the U.S. takes a 2-1 lead. All right, we continue on. Nothing happens there. Last match card of the second period. It's going to be a half chance, and that half chance is going to go to Team USA. Get a +1 on the die roll. Roll a 7. +1 is 8. And the half chance says cleared out by defender, intercepted. Screen goalie saves with his stick, rebound. So we look at the rebound chart. And it's a rebound 1 chart we look at. Roll a 7. Snapshot deflection save by Pelle Lindberg. And he prevents the U.S. goal by going up by 2 as the second period winds down. All right, so we get 1 goal in the second period. Even strength goal by Dave Silk. And after 2, it's the US 2 and Sweden 1. All right, continuing on. Nothing on a 2. 1 to the bottom. 1 down for time. Nothing again on a 2. 1 to the bottom. 1 down for time. A 3 is a penalty to Sweden. So it's 1, 2. Third card down, so US will get a +1 for the next match card. And nothing happens, so Sweden kills the penalty. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just about halfway through the third period. And another lull. Another lull. So good defense by both teams. And another one. 2, 3, bottom 4. And now we're going to, oh, nothing happens on a 2. So 1 to the bottom, 1 there. 3/4 of the way through the third period. Sweden trails by a goal. And I'm going to stop here a second because I want to refer to the rules to remind me about pulling the goalie. And I apologize for this. So it's only during the play of the final 2 match cards, which is where we are right now. So Team Sweden is going to pull Lindberg here. So they're essentially playing a power play situation as far as the rules are concerned. Any full chance that is triggered is automatically theirs, but no +1 modifiers applies to resolve this chance. Okay. Any half chance that is triggered by a green die roll of a 5 automatically goes to the other team, and no modifiers apply. All right, so Sweden's taking a chance here, and they pull Pelle Lindberg. And we are going to get a half chance, and that's going to go to Team USA. They don't get any modifier, but the goal is empty. Can they score here to put this one away? We roll an 11. A half chance on the 11, and it is a goal. All right, so period 3. Team USA scores, and scoring that goal, it's an empty net goal, is 695. Steve Kristoff. And 2 assists. First one goes to 284. Micah Ruzioni, team captain. And second assist, 512, Mark Pavlich. And at the time, and that's at 10 cards, 56 seconds. 15:56. So he was actually pulled kind of early. And as mentioned, that was an empty net goal. and it's now 3-1 US. All right, so Lindbergh's back in the crease. And we're down to, oh, that's right, it was actually 11, so it's 16, 56, so it's actually 17, 26. I apologized. 17-26. All right, so there is one match card left, and it's going to be a penalty against Sweden. So you can't end the game on a penalty. The US gets to play this one off here, and it's going to be a half chance. And it goes to Team Sweden. No modifier. They roll a 6. Snap shot from the blue line, deflection save. So Craig stops that one, and that's it for the game. So in the third period, we had 1 goal from the United States. Was the only even strength goal of the game, correct? No. Dave Silk's goal in the second period was the only even strength goal. This was an empty netter for Steve Kristoff, and the United States wins this game 3-1. All right, so I'll update the standings, which I haven't shown yet. I was gonna get through this first round of games before I posted any standings, but that's how Blue Zone Hockey plays. Did this one in about 20 minutes or so. So that's going to do it for this episode. If you hung out with me, I appreciate it, and I'll be back again in the near future with another video. And until then, take care.